that water sort of coming across it. I used to go to the water for a while. I used to swim down.
My name is Vanessa Barbe. I grew up in Vincentia. I was born in 1972, and my mum also grew up in Vincentia. She was born in 1950, and her family came here in the mid-1950s. So my pa and grandma were one of the only sort of parents in Vincentia. My mum and her brothers were the only children here during the 1950s. And although I've heard there's history before that where there was more people in the 19th century, but there was a time when it sort of went back to bush and then it started again. This little shop was, we think, used in the 19th century, or we're not sure if it was built in the early 20th century or not, but it was always like a little store. So this is this dirt road and little building and the old Holden. This is what Holden Street looked like in the 1950s. This is the location where we're filming right now, and that's the building with the shingled roof. When Mum went to school, she had to go to Jervis Bay Primary School because that was the only school in the area. And yeah, they had to walk all the way from here. They live in Ada. They built a place in Ada Street, my pa, all the way to the crossroads to catch the bus. That track has actually been there for a very long time. Apparently, it's an Indigenous songline pathway, and yeah, so it's a pretty amazing road into the area. And I think that that's another thing that interests me is it's got a really long history. And it was the original entry into the Jervis Bay area, I think. There was no other. Gloria and Keith Shee are my grandparents. They were the first post office contract they applied for and got the contract because, and they used to drive a little, either a push bike sometimes, and then they later got a motorbike, and they used to ride that up to the crossroads to pick up the mail that came from Nowra. Pa passed away when I was only 4. Grandma became the post mistress, and she sort of ran it. It was her business, and she did it for a very long time. I think when she retired, she got an award for serving the community for so long. Because I've got all these old photographs and ones of my grandma and pa in front of the shop, I'd love to at night project those photos onto the building as though they're sort of standing out the front, and take photographs of that so that it's like a ghostly impression of the past coming back to the present. I just want their story, which is almost like a hidden story, to be known as a really important historic moment in the area, and their role in the community, the way they did everything. And they're sort of not known except by the other locals who remember them. And it's not written anywhere really. They're not, because they're very, they keep to themselves. And, yeah, so I just want them to be recognised and celebrated, I guess.